And a very good morning to you all. I am PonyBoy. I will be your streamer for the next couple of hours. I should have been here yesterday, but did fluff off a little bit and let the guys down. But yes, I'm here to remedy that situation today. And we will just about to be handing it over to our first driver of the stint, who will be ERA King Ears. They do have a lap lead over P2 though at the moment, so we will only have the one car on track for a whole lap as we see Mr. Ears out of the pits and away. Let me see if I can get this stream up now. So yes, I'm not expecting many viewers just yet, as there's still a lot more going on in the other lobby. Our good friend Mr. Evo is doing a fantastic stream and a good job, as some of these guys have been at it for 20 odd hours. And we do have 3 watching. Good morning everybody. So he has just been able to take his time and warm himself up into this 11th stint. Listening to that V8 rumble, nothing more natural than a V8 round Daytona. As we look, we should be getting some more drivers handing over. I have got both streams open, but no sound on obviously, so we don't be wanting echoes and feedback and all that jazz. But let's have a look what tyres Mr. Ears has started on. There's a lot starting on the mediums, but a few going for the softs in the first stint of their stint, as we see the second driver coming out for ORT, Mr. Valsalenta. There we are in the McLaren there. ORT having a really good stint and were up with the ERA, but did drop a lap on the last stint. But we will get that info up just for a split second. Yes, it does seem all these starting on the mediums. As we will have more and more drivers leaving soon. Yay, good morning Nick and Jaeger and Ray and Rockefeller, and who else is that? Nay bother. So the gap, we can't even measure gaps at the moment because it is over a lap between P1 and P2. But you can see me in the background there, so maybe the ORT guys will be able to unlock themselves this stint. At least we should be able to start seeing some lap times now and give us something to talk about. Evo would be very pleased if we can mention consistency a lot. And we've had a big shout out for Go Portugal for the ORT team there in P2. It is another team full of aliens. I witnessed this last time out. There's some very quick guys amongst the ORT members for sure. But King Gears at the moment opens up with the 146.6. We do have P3 now on track for the Race Asylum team. We have RA in P3 and ERA in P1. The Race Asylum guys really pulling it out the bag today. Well, over the last 24 hours, should I say 2 days. And we have P4 as well, Mr. Sharky. LRC Sharky there in the Mercedes. Oh, S7 racing there. Looking nice there in that old on STP/Gulf livery. But classic colour combination nonetheless. Let's have a look. What kind of lap times ORT we're doing? A 147 dead at the first time out. This is on the mediums, don't forget, guys. We know they can dip into the 45s regular and 44s. But that will be later on, I imagine, with less fuel and better tyres. As we see P5, it is our mate Hansa on the track. Another Race Asylum. The McLaren there looking rather glorious. With those blended colours, that does look nice, that does, that blended. Very nicely done. Every livery we have seen so far has been absolutely gorgeous. And who will be next on track? Oh, I'm not entirely certain at the minute. But we do have somebody in the pits. So let's have a quick check what the other guys are doing. Nobody else will read a flying lap there as we see a bit of a moment there for Lucas. In the Race Asylum Lexus there, all a little bit twitchy. That gets you awake in the morning. Lovely words from Slugsy on there. Yeah, absolutely. Everyone who has made it this far into this stint, well done. Everyone who's been watching, racing, streaming, hosting, everyone's involvement, it's really appreciated, guys. And Slugsy yourself, what an impressive stint, mate. Well done. As we do see a lot of people coming out on track now, we do have Rampage Racing. Well, it's a Syndicate racing car there, but Rampage Racing being the driver. Toto Wolff in P7 for Moosehead Racing. I always like that one, Moosehead. I think that's a fantastic name. And we have, what did you say his name? Oh, big moment there for Sporford. It is Sporford now anyway. For the Apex Hunter Racing Corvette there. And the number 69, one of my favourites. Meanwhile, at the front, still in the 146s. Look at that consistency again. Evo would be proud of me there. 146.6, 146.5, 146.5. And Purple Sectors again, RA really, or ERA should I say, really letting rip here. ORT also in the 46s, they were the 46.6, so they're not pulling away. If they are, it is only by a second or so here and there. Lucas now in the 46s as well, and that was with a rather big moment we did see. So Lucas showing he has got some fantastic pace, it appears, around here. But he's got 38 seconds over LRC Sharky there for the S7R team. And he in turn has got 51 seconds over Hansa. In the second of the RA cars there, the McLaren. Rampage Racing a further 1 minute and 16 back though, so he's pretty comfortable there. He has got plenty of space behind him, so... As we do see MRL Shane leaving the pits. P10, he is away in what appears to be another McLaren. The McLaren seemingly a very popular car of late in GT7. Not something that really got people's attention in GT Sport. It's always been a nice car to drive, but always lacks something. But they do seem to have improved that in GT7, as we do see Shane, and who was that? Was that Sporford? Having a little bit of contact there. Or was it just Sporford having a little bit of a tank slapper? I am not sure. But everyone came out of it okay, so no bothers there. Who else do we have on track now? We are just waiting for the last three. Well, let's have a look at S7 Hovercraft. I don't think we've seen him in the AMG yet again. Sector 7 racing again, but another lovely livery there. Meanwhile, P1, fastest lap of the race so far during this stint with the 146.2, the 146.7 last time round. Losing a little bit of consistency there, but maybe because of the sheer pace of that 146.2 on the mediums. And he is up behind his fellow RA brother there. As we see, Hans are letting him through. Nicely done there. Well, Salenta not quite been able to live with King Gear's pace at the moment. Running in the higher 46s and 47s. Still exceptional pace, running the number 46 there. Is that an indication of a Valentino Rossi fan maybe? Somewhere amongst the team? But either way, that McLaren in P2 looking smashing. Have a look at Sharky in P4, he's 38.6 seconds behind Lucas. And we did skip Lucas, so we'll quickly jump back to him at the 46.7 last time round. And again, the RA are looking super consistent, and we are going to absolutely make everyone hate that word by the end of the shift. I will do my best, Evo. Now, is that gap coming down maybe a little bit between himself and P4? We'll keep our eyes on that. It's currently at 38 seconds. And a 46.7 last time round for Sharky, so Sharky shows some good pace. I'm presuming he is on the mediums, as a majority are. Absolutely Rugzilla. He was indeed the ghost. And purple sectors by 4/10 here by Sharky. Let's stay with him for the remainder of this lap, because he will definitely be bringing the gap down at this rate. Let's check what tyres he's on as well, though, because he could be on the softs here. No, he is on the mediums as well, so that is sheer pace. So that is really good to see. Half a second up. Are we going to see a 45 on mediums here from Sharky? Well, the time from Lucas can't be that far off, because the gap not coming down very quickly. It is staying at 38.4 seconds. He lost a little bit of time there, Sharky, but... And a 45.9. What a lap there. Thanks for clearing that up for me, Jaeger. Yes, we do just decide to call the drivers whatever we decide they're called. It makes life easy, and you can see their names at the side anyway, so you know who we're talking about. And if you do want us to correct and say the names correctly, just give us a shout out here and we'll do our best. Currently, ERA King is as well dropping into the 45s there at the 45.988 last time round. That gap will be growing slightly between himself and P2 ORT Valsalenta. See MRL Shane coming through there as well. Is everybody on track now? Let's have a look. Yes, we do have End Station Gaming now out in the Porsche. Nice to see a good mix of cars round here. And we do have a nice little grouping of cars here, which is good to see. In P12 we have Bish in the Mustang as well. Nice to see the Mustang on track, to be fair. It's a nice looking car, I think. And at the moment we've still got finalised in the pits. I'm sure he will be allowed to leave soon. But the other Porsche RTR team there, ready to race. Porsche in P13, almost 40 minutes behind the leaders, but with the pace ERA and RA have been on today, and ORT, it's not surprising. And still waiting to leave the pits, we do have the Dinosaur Porsche there. Not finalised. I'm sure it will be away soon. Another very low 4-6 last time round from King Gears. We are 11 laps into this 69 lap stint, and we will do the whole stint this. No, we won't. I'm sorry, I'm thinking it was the final stint then. No, we do have one more stint to go after this. I'll be streamed by none other than our good friend, the Urban Pirate. So we will look forward to the final stint, and I'm sure some of these drivers will as well. They'll be glad of a rest. I'm sure it's been a very long 24 hours for a few of them. P2 dropping back into the lower 46s, and now the fuel load starts to drop. Really sorry to hear that, average driver. That's awful news, mate. And yeah, big shout out to keeping that together for Team MRL. We know that is like losing a family member. And yeah, my thoughts are with you, buddy. Oh, so average driver as well, she. Oh. Even sorrier to hear that then, bud. And we do see finalised out on track now. Just trying to stay out of the way of everybody. Very sensible, good driving there, sir. Kingy is again smashing out that consistency. A 146.2 last time round. But Sharky still with that quickest lap with a 145.9. I'm sure that we'll see people go faster as they switch to softs. Let's get that off. We don't need that on anymore now the other stream has finished. Great job there, Evo. Again, thank you very much for all your efforts. Let's have a look at Lucas and Sharky. That gap down to 37.7 now, so he has to another second or well, just over half a second. He was in the 45s again last time round, Sharky, showing some really good pace. That Mercedes is seeming to work well round here. Unfortunately, he's 4 minutes and 24 seconds behind the leader. Couldn't agree more, Ray. What an absolute champ. Sharky now has a minute between himself and Hansa. Hansa's struggling a little bit with inconsistency there. I think he must have had a little bit of a moment last time round with that 148.9, because we've seen him do 46.9s only a few laps prior. But hopefully no damage. We shall have a look just in case. No, I think it must have just been a little bit of a moment, perhaps a little bit of lawn mowing or something. E6 for the Syndicate Racing boys. Yeah, another Corvette does seem to be a popular choice around here, but I think a lot of the American muscle does suit the American tracks. He's got 23 seconds over Toto Wolff. Does that mean Toto is closing in slightly? Let's have a quick look at the lap times. No, I think the gap is probably growing. He's consistent in his 47s, but the guy in front is doing 46s. We can see that gap between himself and Sporford coming down. And 19.1 seconds. So can Toto and the Moosehead Racing Mercedes keep it in front of Sporford in the Corvette in P8? He's actually on the softs at the moment, Sporford, so he is going to have to change to the mediums at some point. And his lap times are starting to drop away as the stuff starts to wear already. Look at the Sector 7. I would say it's hovercraft off. Hey, hello Ricky Watts, how are you, buddy? GTRT kilowatts, eh, still? Yes, as Nick says, I hope everyone has enjoyed the event so far, with only 3 and a bit hours left to go. It has been meticulously organised and ran by Nick and his team. So a big shout out to everybody involved, drivers, hosts, streamers, organisers, all of you. You've done a fantastic job. MRL Shane there is running P10 in the McLaren. I would say things not gone as smoothly as hoped for the MRL boys tonight. They would normally be towards the sharp end. And I'm sure Shane will be pushing on. He has come out on the softs to try and make the time up as quick as possible. Here, right? The drivers are the champions here. The ones that do put in all the effort and have to have 2 hours of intense concentration at a time. And a 2-hour stint is a lot. I find it a lot anyway, because an hour and a half without a piss is always a worry. There we go, back towards the sharp end here, as we see Kingy. 46.1 last time round. And the gap not even showing currently, as it is over a lap. Now I'd see now looking super comfortable, running mid to low 46s every lap. And Lucas in P3 looking good there in the Lexus. And a nice mix of cars on the grid today. That corner in the bus stop always worries me, just cutting it slightly too much on the inside and getting a penalty, but these guys are well practiced, as you can see. Flying through there with no penalties to show. A 1:45.6 last time round for Sharky. Sharky really is flying for Sector 7 racing. Banging in at them lap times. Drop back to P5 with Hans and see how he's getting on. That 1:46.9 seems a long time ago on lap 6. It was a 1:48.6 last time round. Hans is seemingly struggling a little bit for grip at the moment. But he is on a personal best. Can he keep that going? We shall see. But Rampage Racing over a minute behind there in P6. The Syndicate Racing team. And he's got 25 seconds between himself and Toto Wolff in P7, but we did want to keep our eye on that. Steve Sporford was closing the gap, but it's actually gone up to 20 seconds. I think Sporford having a little moment last time round with that 1:48.4. As we have mentioned already, he is on the softs. Maybe it was that bus stop, maybe it was a penalty, maybe it was a bit of a tank slapper. See him coming up to the back of Lucas there. And then we saw finalised in the background. Considering he's running so far back to a 46.5, 46.4 last time round. So I'm showing the Porsche does have some pace round here. I'm not sure what tyres he's on. I may have a look in a bit. Flick back through some of the lower runners. There we have a ready to race Porsche. Driven there by Parolin. Or would it be Parolin? I'm not sure, but either way sounds good. Very, very colourful, the ready to race Porsche there. He's got a pretty large gap between himself and finalised, and 43 seconds between himself and Bish in P12 in the Mustang for MRL. .46.4 last time round. Oh, 46.2 last time round. Good lap there from Bish. Bish starting to find his pace now. We have End Station Gaming in P11 in the other Porsche there. Vortex Racing team. I'm trying to keep up with the chat as well. It's really going strong. Thanks guys, it gives me something to read and keeps me entertained as well. Obviously these gaps are quite big without a lot of action on track, but it is good to see what everyone is doing and running, as we see Shane there with a 45.6 on lap 10. Shane trying to close that gap between himself and P9 Hovercraft, but it is a 43-second gap, but we have still got nearly 50 laps, 55 laps. Or something in that region. The Sector 7 race, sorry. Yeah, Sector 7 Racing car, AMG there, 50 seconds behind Sporford. In the Apex Hunters Corvette there. Got the gap back down to under 20 seconds between himself and Toto in the AMG for Moosehead Racing. Team with the best name on the grid. Oh, and Rampage Racing there does have a half a second penalty in the vet. These little penalties, as small as they are, that will add up. It will be over a second by the time he's run out that half a second of deceleration. But when you've got 26 seconds in the bag, it's not the end of the world right now. And he is running consistent mid to low 46s every lap. So great pace there from Rampage. Hands are there looking a little bit laggy, unfortunately, but it's not too bad, and we're not getting the horrible noises we sometimes get when we do get lag, and the every time you go around a corner. He's now right on the back of Lucas. I think he is a lap down on Lucas though. Well, yeah, he is, because he's a minute and 12 behind Sharky in P4, who was absolutely smashing it with a 45.8 last time round. That gap between himself and Lucas down to 34 seconds, so he's took another 4 seconds out of him. So I'm sure it was 38 last time we checked. Lucas still running some pretty quick laps, doing his best to limit that damage behind him. As we see, I think that was a Volsa Lenza in front of him in P2. Yes, it was indeed. So he is over a lap down on P1 and 2 now. Here's Lucas. Not the ORT McLaren being super consistent again with them low 46s. But the gap just growing to the front. 1 minute and 57 behind our leader, ERA King Gears. On 46.8 last time round for King Gears. I think there isn't much pressure for him at the moment, so just taking it all in his stride. He's just made his way. Oh, he's coming into the pits. Now let's see, he's at fuel tyres. Well, half a tank of fuel and still plenty of tyres, or is that just long enough on the mediums? Are we going to see a switch to softs now, as we see Lucas in P3 doing the same? So is that the Race Asylum guys taking lead off each other? Scream away, Ricky, scream away. Yes, don't forget to smash that like button, folks. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do to the channel. Therefore, you'll get notifications when we do start races, etc, etc. It has benefits, not many, but some. King Here's has come out on the softs now, the same as Lucas. They have done a stint on the mediums. Now we can start to see the real pace of these guys. As we sell MRL Shane has set the fastest lap now with a 145.2 all the way back down in P10. He's, oh, as we go, we see, I think that must be lag or DCing, I'm not sure. Let's put, I think we're about to have a DC. Yes, we have lost MRL Shane. Oh no, that's not good. Oh, I'm really sorry to say, MRL have DC'd yet again. Shane, who was absolutely flying and set the fastest lap of the stint so far, with that 145.2, has just DC'd. Oh, MRL not having good luck over this 24-hour stint. Really sorry to hear that, guys. Wish there was something we could do about it. I'm sure you'll be dropped back in for the final stint. Oh, it's even worse when you've done 20 odd hours of racing. Such a shame. So we are down to 13 now, so finalised in last place, 18 minutes behind the leader. Parallel in P12 has about 3 minutes over finalised at a minute behind our remaining MRL car, Bish in the Mustang. He did a 45.7 on lap 11. He's definitely got some good pace. A bit slower on the next lap with that 47.0. But it will be worth keeping our eyes on the leader and P3. Now they are on softs. So let's have a look what Kingy can do on his first flying lap on the soft tyre. Also, he is on a PB by over nearly half a second. It does indeed suck, guys. As we see Hansa in the pits in P5 at 145.4 there from King Here's on his first flying lap on the softs. Or we'll see Hansa coming in for his softs as well. But he's not there yet, so let's have a look how quick Lucas is. A 145.5 on his first flying lap on the softer compound. Absolutely, Jaeger, real shame for Shane. Sorry about that, buddy. We just got you on screen as it all just started going a bit crazy. Pretty sure it's not my fault, but hey, it might have been a bit of commentator's curse that pushed you over the edge. We also see Valsalenta has also been and pitted now. Onto softs and instantly up with a PB this lap. Let's see what ORT can manage on the softs. It's a 146 dead apparently. I don't know why it's red. Did he have a little bit of a penalty there or something? I don't know. Oh, we've had a moment. Adjusting to the soft tyres possibly, and we do have damage. This is not good for ORT. I think they have got a good gap between themselves and Lucas, but it's going to reduce dramatically, and the gap between themselves and P1 is going to increase dramatically. So will he come in and repair his damage straight away? I don't know, but we'll keep an eye on that. As you can see, Lucas behind him. He's banging out some quick laps there in the Lexus. And can he chip away at that gap? Because an extra pit stop's going to be another 20 seconds or so here, I would have thought. It's not one of the longer pits, but it does still cost time. MRL Shane still with that fastest lap at the moment. Unfortunately, he's not with us now, but at least we have his name showing on screen to show his legacy. As we see Toto in the pits as well. But that gap between himself and Sporford has increased again. Gone back up to 27 seconds, so an extra 7 seconds added. And we can see them softs really starting to look very sorry for themselves, especially that right rear there. You are going to start to feel that, and it will be starting to cost you time at that way, as we do see ORT into the pits to get his damage fixed. Unlucky when you've just been in and literally put a fresh set of tyres on. But this just gives more time to King Gears. Really hate the way you have to do that in GT7. You used to be able to just press a button on the keyboard in sport and that would all be gone. So Valsalenta back out now, damage repaired. I'm sure he will be kicking himself, but fortunately he did have that nice big cushion between himself and P3. But P3 is on a charge. As we can see, he's up on a personal best yet again. Still 2/10 PB at the moment, and when you look at his fastest time, this could be pretty close to Shane's time. Oh, King Gears has now set the fastest lap with the 1:45.2. Oh, as we see the vet running off there as well. Sporford takes a very, very wide line. We'll have a look at that to see what went on there. I think maybe possibly just a little bit of lack of grip from that right rear now that it's really starting to wear. Well, yeah, I think a lot of that was caused by trying to stay out of the way of the lap-in traffic, but hey, good job either way, you kept it. God, oh, nearly having another moment there. Sorry, it does this every time you do a replay for some reason. And puts all the crap back on the screen. Now, after that stop, he's only 5 seconds behind Toto, but he is going to have to stop soon. The right-hand rear tyre extremely worn. and every corner is starting to look more and more like a struggle. So I do expect to see Sporford in at the end of this lap. No, he stayed out again. Interesting. And we do have Toto in front, who has stopped now for Moosehead Racing. He's 31.9 seconds behind Rampage Racing's Corvette there in P6. He's a further minute back from R.A. Hansa in the McLaren. Oh, apparently my dual sense battery is low. I will just quickly swap controllers. Let's have a look how Sharky's getting on, because he was absolutely flying earlier on. Still, 45 dead now for Sharky. Sharky absolutely flying for the Sector 7 Racing AMG team. He has been quick all stint. As we can see him coming up there behind OLT Valsalenta, so is he going to unlap himself? He's got 38 seconds between himself and Lucas in P3, but both of these guys absolutely flying at the moment. So I can't see him making up 38 seconds, but you never know, it only takes one mistake in front of him. What we see there, Lucas doing a 1:45.1 last time round, so the gap's not going to be coming down at all. 1:45.2 for King Ears last time round again. There is this word again, consistency, as we can see there since he's been on the softs. Every lap of 45. Highest of 45.5 and the lowest of 45.2. 2/10 personal best at the moment. If he keeps this up, it could take him pretty close to that fastest lap from Sharky. Good morning, Johnny Waffle. Thank you very much. I'm actually surprised I'm so alert and awake on a Sunday morning, but I didn't drink yesterday due to me being absolutely destroyed on Friday. Did have a visit from a mate and we did actually clear off a whole bottle of tequila. That's not something I normally do. I'm not a spirits drinker, and yeah, yesterday I suffered for it, as we see King Ears crossing the line with a 1:45.1 there, continually getting quicker and quicker. We'll check P3 again, because he was absolutely fine. A 45.1 again there from Lucas. But what can Sharky do? Can he improve anymore? He does a 45.1 as well. We just see the pace of these front runners is absolutely incredible. Super consistent, super close to each other as well. It's just very, very impressive driving from all of these guys. Let's check a little bit further down the order as well. P5, we do have Hansa still. The race Asylum McLaren, he's a minute and 3 in front of Rampage Racing, the Syndicate Racing Corvette there in P6. Toto Wolff for Moosehead Racing in P7. 8.5 seconds in front of Sporford, who has finally come into the pits for the Apex Hunter Racing Corvette there. Then in P9 we have the Sector 7 Racing AMG there of Mr. Hovercraft. He's got 24 seconds between himself and Sporford now, and I think will Sporford be on the mediums? Might not be yet. That's a gap we will want to keep our eyes on. End Station Gaming in P10. He's got Bish all over the back of him now. I don't think that's a place. No, he is a lap down, but is Bish going to unlap himself? From the Vortex Racing Porsche, we don't know. He may well do. He's got a 54 seconds gap between himself and the Ready to Race Porsche driven by Parolin there. That very, very, very colourful Porsche. Good morning, Black Flag Racing. Hope we're all well. Quite a few guys here involved with Black Flag, including our very own Urban Pirate. I'm wondering if that's who that is. Wrong button there. I was actually planning on jumping back to 13 and seeing the finalised Porsche. In the ever popular dinosaur Porsche livery there. I can't remember what race that was from. Was it a DTM race, was it, or something that someone... The real livery of this, and it's been there ever since, hasn't it? It's been very popular since it was shown, and I kind of get it. It's kind of cool. Not really racing for me, but kind of cool. Still nobody in this stint broke into the 44s. I don't think it will be long. Probably after the next tyre stop we'll probably start to see 44s, I reckon. If anyone will be doing it though, it will be Ears or Sharky. Or perhaps even Lucas, who has been showing absolutely amazing pace. 37 seconds between himself and Sharky in P4. Sharky's still doing them low 45s there. 45.101 last time round. Our leader on lap 31 of the 68 he needs to complete. Some coverage of P6 to P9, absolutely no problem there, sir. We're P6 at the moment. We do have Rampage Racing in the Corvette. He has got a 34.8 second lead over Toto Wolff for Moosehead Racing in the AMG there. And a cinder gap behind between himself and Sporford now that he has pitted in P8 in the Corvette for the Apex Hunters. And then we do have S7 Hovercraft there in the AMG, 21 seconds behind Sporford at the moment. We'll keep our eyes on that gap. Because of lap 24, it's 1:45.9 there from Hovercraft, a decent lap there. But has he gone back on the softs? Let's get a little bit of info up and check that, shall we? I think he will have. Yes, he has gone back out on the softs. And let's see what kind of race pace he has now. He has grip again, and I bet it's really nice to feel grip again after how worn them tyres were before he stopped. Just feathering it through the bus stop there. It will be interesting to see if S7 Hovercraft can bring that gap down. Sector S7 Racing AMG showing decent pace, so it's a possibility. Well, we are back down to 19.8 seconds now, so that coming down fairly quickly. The 147.4 last time round and a 146.3 from the S7 AMG. I'll leave you with that and that cat while I quickly go and grab myself a drink. That gap down to 15 seconds now. Hovercraft are really making some inroads. But we will have a quick flick. Let's have a look at Bish. 23 seconds in front of Parolin there in P12. Some nice consistent times, and we do have our first 44 there, and it was from Parolin in the ready to race Porsche, showing that the Porsche does have some pace round here. But then nearly a second slower the following lap. Must have just absolutely nailed that previous lap. Meanwhile at the front, Kingy is still blasting out them 45s, 45.5 last time round. And we can see a few people have unlapped themselves now, I think. As we can see Sharky there, P4. 36 seconds behind Lucas now, so he has took a couple of seconds out of him. Portuguese team doing very well there, Miguel. They are in P2 with a nice comfortable margin behind. 1 minute and 8 seconds. He was a lap in front of Lucas, but Lucas has gone past that little accident he had. It was through turn 1, wasn't it? It was just there, in fact, just on them tyres there. He had a little moment a few laps back, but recovering well and consistently running 45s. But 2 minutes and 35 seconds behind our leaders, the ERA team with King Ears. Let's have a quick look at P8 again. That gap down to 14 seconds now. So you never know, before long we may actually have a little bit of action. But we also know that Parolin is obviously flying in P11. What's the gaps like around him? 22.3 seconds behind Bish at the moment. And he is about a second a lap quicker, as we see finalised in P13, finally coming in for a pit stop. Of course, generally pretty good on tyre wear as well, so I would have thought that would help. But with the bad luck some of the MRL guys have had today, let's hope that Bish doesn't suffer. He has got 1 minute and 42 seconds behind End Station Gaming in P10 in the first of the Porsches. That gap now down to 12.5 seconds now, and he's on a personal best lap yet again. And I want 45.7 this time round, back to 12.5 seconds. P8 is now 43 seconds behind Toto Wolff. That gap had come right down to about 18 seconds at one point. And now Sportford will be looking in his mirrors rather than in front. He's now out of... Oh, a little bit of tyre squeal there, wherever that was coming from. He is 41 seconds behind Rampage Racing in P6. Or Syndicate Racing. But again, lovely consistent laps there. That gap coming down slightly to Hansa. Maybe he's now running consistent 46s. Now he is on the soft tyre. And our flying man Sharky in P4, who has got ORT right behind him there, trying to make that lap back, but if not, at least stay in his draft, because Sharky's showing some really good pace. So not a bad place for ORT to be. While he stays there, nobody's going to be catching him, and that keeps that second place nice and secure for the time being. On 35 seconds the gap between himself and Lucas, who has got a little penalty, so that's going to cost him a little bit here. We see that gap come down to about 34 seconds. obviously it'll take a while for that gap to come into effect. As we should start to see the time come down once he gets to that penalty zone. Here we go. Oh, what a fast approach there from ORT. Really good on the brakes, that McLaren seeming. Yeah, Sharky is absolutely having a great sit for S7R. See both the S7R and the ORT cars kicking up the dust there. Let's quickly check down between P8 and 9 again. That gap down to under 10 seconds now. Both of the Sector 7 racing cars are having an absolutely great stint here. Can Sporford do anything about it? Can he respond? Can he open that gap back up? It does only take an instant and it could be all over. I see Lucas coming up behind Bish there to put another lap on him. Oh, so Simon is Sporford, is he? Oh, Simon is P8, yes. So he has been getting a little bit of coverage at the moment because it's the closest thing we have to a battle and have had throughout the entire stint, I think. Well, let's face it, when you are 20-something hours into a race, gaps are going to appear. 8 minutes and 17 seconds behind the leader. When you think of it over 20 hours, that is not too bad. And the gap not coming down as quickly now as we see F7R hovercraft losing a little bit of pace in the last few laps and dropping down into the low 46s as his tyres start to wear. Station Gaming in P10 running a rather lonely race. 1:41 behind and about 4 minutes in front. Then we have Bish in P11. He's got a 20-second gap between himself and P12 Parolin, but Parolin has just got into the pits. Quite an early stop there, but he does have the quickest lap of the stint so far with that 1:44.9. But setting them laps has obviously took its toll on them tyres. Adding a fair bit of fuel as well. That does always add quite a bit to the pit stop. I'm not sure of the refuelling rate in the lobby. I didn't check, to be honest. Well, let's quickly check between P8 and 9 again. 7.4 seconds the gap. So Rampage Racing also running quite a lonely race with 43 seconds behind and 55 in front to Hansa in P5. Oh, that gap's gone back up a bit. It did drop to 34 something, but Sharky lost a little bit of time and the ORT team have got back past. Got a 46.9 on lap 36 now. Whether that was a penalty or whether he had a bit of a moment, we don't know. It does mean ORT have lost their little toe that they did have. Well, can Sharky get back into the draft of the ORT car and possibly put himself forward? It does look a possibility. I mean, he has had great pace all stint so far. I know these guys aren't racing for position, but it is always nice to see more than one car on the track at a time. Let's have a look what that times Lucas is doing. He was doing a 46.6 last time round as well, so he's losing a bit of time. We know he did have a penalty on one of them laps. It wouldn't have been that one though. I think it would have been lap 35. But with 28 laps to go now for the leaders. We are well over halfway through this stint, with only one more stint to go after this, which will be streamed by none other than our good friend Urban Pirates, who has done a hell of a lot of streaming during this performance. I'm sure he'll be glad when all this is over and he can give his chops a rest. At the front, King is still in the 45s. Tyre wear starting to be telling now as everybody's times seem to be dropping off. Let's have a look at Lucas in P3. He's down in the 47s now. Whether that was another penalty, but that's all going to play into Sharky's hands. Oh, Jaeger's streaming the final stint. Good show, sir. And let's face it, Urban probably does need the rest and deserves it. But great show from you all, everyone who has streamed this series so far. Been absolutely fantastic for everyone to be involved with. Sharky nearly back up with ORT there. He's closing that gap back down and using that draft to help him catch Lucas. Another 45.6 there. That'll take him nearly 2 seconds out of nearly that lap. Let's have a look at P8 again now. Sporford 3.7 seconds. The gap S7 is coming. It's nearly 1.5 seconds quicker there. And we should just see him in the background, yeah, lovely. A little bit too soon to jump on board really, but it is nice to have a different view for a change. there hasn't been much need for any onboard shots because we haven't done a lot of racing in this stint. But we should be getting some shortly from these two drivers in P8 and P9. So let's hope we can have a little bit of a battle. Oh, beautiful. I'm just reading the chat there, and it does look like we're going to have a bit of a sing-along with Jaeger at the end. I hope I'm back from shopping by then. Still have to do the Sunday chores, unfortunately. That gap down between P8 now 2.3 seconds. We do still have 48 people watching. Thanks guys, and don't forget to mash that like button. Oh, the final countdown, yes. No one's saying you haven't got a collection of wigs, Jaeger. We're hoping you did have a big collection of wigs. Gap down to under 2 seconds. We are actually going to see some action here, folks. We are going to see a pass at some point, I would think. But knowing how it looks, someone will dive into the pits and we will see no passing. Yes, we should definitely have another live stream for that. .4 seconds now, the gap. Shall we jump back on board, shall we? And look at that Corvette in front getting closer and closer. Oh, and also a bit weavy. Won't be long before we see the S7 AMG there in the draft of the Corvettes, and I think once that happens it will be inevitable the pass will get made, as we did see the other Sector 7 car there in the background of Sharky. And here we go, the gap under a second. Get just a little bit closer, we should be able to catch a little bit of draft through the banking. Yes, he should be close enough. I would jump on board, but with the AMG, as soon as you do, you can't see left or right due to the silly seat. So we'll try and witness the pass from outside. Perhaps we'll play in a few different views after for something to do. Closing up rapidly on the brakes there. And looking generally smoother through that sector, which is all going to be good for performance. right into that draft. Is he going to have enough to get it done into turn one? Maybe not quite close enough this time. Maybe he might still go for a late. No. Well defended there by Simon. Now Ricky Baldy will be going to bed at the end of this. I don't blame you, mate. If you've been up for this whole stint, then fair play to you. Anyone that's been up for the whole duration, hats off to you guys. I don't know how you do it. Apex Hunter's not making it easy with the Sector 7 racing, but he has got the drive on the outside and he should be able to drop in. Oh, what a lovely bit of racing to see, side by side, all the way around the banking. The Apex Hunters not giving the Sector 7 racing AMG an inch there. But a great battle we have here. And there we have Sharky closing right down in the background as well. That could get confusing because they have got to get out of his way and let him pass. Oh, a little bit of contact there because someone went a little bit early there on the turn in. This should allow S7 past, both of them. As you see, Hovercraft staying wide and allowing his teammate Sharky through. And he should be able to tuck right into the draft of his teammate and hopefully get pulled away from Sporford. Yeah, it was a great shot of them side by side, Ricky. There's some nice angles around this track, to be fair. Some of them are a bit weird when you focus on one car and it shows you a whole sector of track and you're not sure which car it is, but hey, we're learning. I know the colours of the cars now at least. As we see Rampage Racing into the pits in P7. And Hands Out as well in P2. Only 2% fuel left as well, so he's going to have to put a fair amount of fuel in. Rampage Racing already out of the pits. Let's have a look at P4 now. He's 37.2 seconds behind Lucas now. So that gap gone back up by another 3 seconds. It was down to 34. But with the pit stops, perhaps Sharky has took a little bit of extra fuel. I'm not sure there. Did he have to stop twice? Has he had an incident? 207 and a 205 seems a little bit excessive. Well, there again, 207 and 202. So yeah, just a 3 seconds slower. Maybe that was just extra fuel. I don't know. But we shall see as Hovercraft started pulling away from Simon. Now, yes, he has broke the draft. A 48.5 last time round. But he's got nearly 55 seconds between himself and P7, which may be a little bit too much. As these guys are already on lap 44. What lap is our leader on? He's on 48. So 20 laps to go for our leader. As we see Toto Wolff in the pits for Moosehead Racing. Yes, I did think that too as well, Pirate. Like he might give his mate a little bit of a bump, but no, didn't need it. Managed to get the move done. Now I see in P2, 2 minutes and 30 behind our leader, and 1 minute and 15 in front of P3, the Race Asylum Lexus of Lucas, who in turn is 38 seconds in front of Sharky. Lucas really finding some good pace again now, 1:45.2 last time round. Whereas we know Sharky was at 45.8. He had a little bit of traffic on the previous lap. All the hard work he done closing that gap down, it does seem to have opened back up again to nearly what it was. Hold on a minute, because Sporford has gone back in front of S7 Hovercraft because he has gone into the pits. But this should work out quite well now because... Whoa, that was a bit weird, wasn't it? Well, when you see these glitches, it does always make me worry about disconnects. It very probably isn't the case, but... it is always a little bit of a worry. Oscar Sporford back up to P8. But when will he have to come in? Let's have a quick look, shall we? Let's have a look at tyres and fuel for a bit and that kind of jazz. Yeah, he will be in very soon. That right rear again, absolutely destroyed. But got plenty of fuel for a couple of laps yet. And he doesn't seem to mind running around with ruined tyres, does Sporford here? Between himself and P7 is 26 seconds, but obviously P7 has just stopped and put fresh tyres and boots on for the Moosehead Racing team there. And 36 seconds behind Rampage Racing in P6 with the Syndicate Racing Corvette there. And nicely in the 45s last time round, 45.6, and there you can see the leader approaching behind him to lap him again. Oh, 57 seconds between himself and P5. P5 a little off the pace compared, he's doing a 47.6 last time round. Probably will see that gap drop a little. Whether it'll be enough, I wouldn't have thought so. But you never know, and it only takes one incident and everything can change. But as it's an American track, we know it can't rain. What about Sharky? That gap's still 37 seconds between himself and Lucas in P3. That gap just staying the same now. These two guys' pace so evenly matched. But I'm sure Sharky will still be pushing for that podium. I'm just hoping Lucas probably makes a little mistake. At the moment being solid and consistent in that Lexus. minute and 13 the gap to P2, but at least he's at the same lap as P2. Only a lap down to the leader, King Ears. 46.5 last time round for Valsalenta. Portuguese guys going really well here. But they are 2 minutes and 31 seconds behind ERA and our leader here, King Ears. Here he's coming up behind P6 to lap him again, Rampage Racing. Still nobody beat that fastest lap from Paralym, set quite a while ago. We haven't seen Paralym for a bit, so let's go and have a look, shall we? He was in P12. Is he still in P12? Yes, he is. We've not managed to get anywhere near that lap himself again, but running mid-45s all the way. As Evo would say, look at that consistency. It's pretty damn good. It's all within a couple of tenths. Obviously End Station Gaming in the pits in P10, but we know he was running a very lonely race. MRL Bish 39 seconds in front of Paralyn, but he's going to have to come into the pits soon, so that could close that gap right up. Well, it will close that gap right up. And whether it be enough to get Paralyn close enough to mount an attack, we'll have to wait and see, but fingers crossed it will. Not that I'm wishing any ill fate on MRL, they've definitely had enough of that today. All over the last 20 odd hours. But it is always nice to have a little bit of action as well. Let's have a look, P9 Sportford now. He has pitted and Hovercraft. Oh, he's gone onto the mediums now as well. I don't think he'll run these for very long, but I could be wrong. There is a minute between S7 Hovercraft here and P7 Toto Wolf. Like Moosehead Racing with a nice comfortable gap there, and they do have 37 seconds between themselves and Rampage Racing. Here as Bish still not coming. He's flashing on fuel, so he will have to come in soon, probably the end of this lap. And I really want to see that gap between himself and Paralyn. Will the Ready to Race team be all over the back of the MRL team at the end of this stop? But he has gone for... The only problem with some of these V8s, they don't sound like they're moving, they sound like they're hardly revving, so they don't sound fast is what I'm saying. But we know they are. Will Bish coming this time, or is he staying out for one more lap? He is staying out for one more lap. And Why not? His pace is still pretty good. Here is our leader again at 1:46.2 last time round, one of his slower laps on the softs. Maybe a bit of traffic because his tyre wear still looks pretty damn good. Bearing in mind these guys have nearly all run the mediums now. There was only a few that started on the softs. And one of them has disconnected, unfortunately. Our leader currently on a lap 5 of 55 of 68. The gap between 3 and 4 is staying pretty much the same. Sharky taking a little bit out there, dropped it into the 36s. And he's just got past Hansa for another lap. Well, Hansa still comfortable in P5 with 53 seconds over Rampage Racing in P6. The Syndicate Racing Corvette, who is about to be lapped again by our leader. We'll see Kingy is breathing up behind. And we have Toto Wolff in P7. And MRL Bish has just been and come out the pits, and there is only a second between himself and P12 Parolin. So let's get that info off and enjoy some racing. Parolin's tyres already really worn though. I know he stopped quite a while ago now. And with Bish only just stopping, that's not ideal. Finalised in the pits and puts on his softs. But nice to have a little bit of action on track. Jump on board in the Porsche. I say good afternoon, Cupcake and Dens. I think it is afternoon now, isn't it? Yes, it is. Very much so. And side by side, the Porsche trying to go around the outside of the Mustang. That's never going to work. It's got a good run here. But just bumping him along rather than going for the move. It's going around the outside into turn 1. That's a risky one. Oh, and a little bit of contact there. Side by side, through the hairpin, Porsche on the outside line. Parolin, he's got the drive here, I think. And he gets the move done round the outside. Oh, it's quite a classy move there from Parolin. So a little bit of contact into turn 1, but didn't take advantage, which is nice to see. Now he's just going to try and open that gap up as much as he can, due to the fact he will have to stop again rather soon, and Bish has only just stopped. You can already see Bish took it into that draft and trying to make a comeback. Mustang does have some straight line speed, and I don't think there's anything Parolin can do about it. And Bish takes the place back. Ford seemingly not having the pace down the straight and needing the toe. He has dropped in the pits now as well, so that's took that bit of fun away. That we enjoyed that for a little bit though, didn't we, folks? And we have still got the replay of the overtake, so let's go back and have a look at that, shall we? Nice and respectful racing though there, Bish giving him plenty of room, which is always nice to see. Fantastic racing, guys, keep it up. Nice go. Parolin now comes back out of the pits, but he's now 30 seconds back of Bish. He's going to have to seriously make some time up. At the front though, 10 laps to go now for King Ears. And no, he doesn't need to refuel, it's just because we've had a replay stupid game that's been happening ever since we got keyboard controls, I think. You really think they'd get the simple things like that sorted? Oh, so 5 weeks till Bathurst. April the 27th. Nice. What a track Bathurst is, always provides some amazing action. And destruction and damage and all the good stuff. And Bob will have a birthday between now and then as well. Congratulations in the next 5 weeks, Bob, whatever your birthday is. As we see King Ears drafting past Rampage Racing to put him another lap down as he starts lap 59. Oh, coming to the end of lap 59. And starting at lap 60. Let's have a look at ORT. We haven't seen them for a bit. Still striving away there in P2. 1 minute and 17 seconds in front of Lucas now. Gone back up a little bit, was down to 1:15. Put the gap down to 34 seconds between himself and Sharky. Sharky took another 3 seconds out of Lucas. And still running some absolutely cracking times there, a 45.3 last time round, but that fastest lap from Parolin still standing at that 1:44.9. We've seen that time nearly matched by a few drivers, but nobody bettered it yet. But with over 10 laps to go for most of these guys, and probably one more pit stop. I don't know, actually. No, these guys should be alright, shouldn't they? I would have said. to see Hansa being, well, what would you say? He's ready to race, unlapping themselves there from Hansa, aren't they? I'm ready to race. Paul's really showing some good pace. Parolin does definitely have good pace around here. All the way down in P12, unfortunately. .27 seconds now between himself and Bish. He's already took 3 seconds out of him since that pit stop. So I'm expecting to see some pretty quick laps from Parolin at the moment. And last but not least, we do have Finalised, who's been running some nice consistent laps there in the low 46s. A shame he is so far down, because his pace isn't far off the leaders. On to lap 61 for our leader now. Another 7 laps to go for our leader. Lucas in P2, 34 seconds now, the gap between himself and Sharky still, with 9 laps to go for himself. It does almost seem quite sad that this stint will be coming to an end soon. Sharky's still closing that gap ever so slightly, running mid 45 still. Got Lucas in P3 doing just enough to keep that gap comfortable. Sharky just not quite having enough to close down. He has brought it down a little bit and then it's opened up again and then it's closed back down again. As he hands that in P5, still with that 53-second gap behind himself. And the Syndicate Racing Corvair of Rampage Racing. Not setting the world alight with his pace, Hansa, but consistency being the main thing, and he has managed to keep that gap somewhat similar to what it was at the start of the race, well, the stint. And Rampage Racing just not being able to close him down. Toto Wolf now 38 seconds back from Moosehead Racing, and he's got over a minute between himself and their 7 hovercraft now. In P8. Who in turn has 22 seconds over Sporford. Remember when he pitted, he came out, there was only a couple of seconds between them. So the S7 guys both showing really good pace this stint. And really making it count, to be fair, as well. We did see the leader coming up behind S7, so he is going to be a further lap down again shortly. And there is Sportford for the Apex Hunters. Simon doing a good job, but just couldn't keep S7 behind him. And then the guy who has had the loneliest race, I think, so far this stint, End Station Gaming. Still has 13 laps to go. He's 13 seconds behind the leader as well. Alright, Urban, enjoy your sleeping, mate. I hope the AstroTurf looks spiffing when you're done. And nay, bother, that sounds like an excellent excuse, except nobody wants nil, baby. I hope your little one gets better soon, buddy. I have got to go shopping after this, so I'm going to absolutely fly around Morrison's because I need to get back to hear Jaeger singing. Whether it's winner takes it or we are the champions, I don't care. I want to hear it. And good afternoon, Roadrunner. Well, it'll be good morning for you guys, won't it? You are 5 hours or so behind. Where is Bish? It's 23 seconds, the gap between himself and Parolin now. That gap coming down. Parolin smashing out them 45s again, while Bish is running 47s. 2 seconds a lap. And how many laps have these guys got left? 13? And so if Parolin can do that every lap, we could see a little battle here again. These two already been at it once. And then split up due to pit stops. Remember, Bish did pit quite a bit earlier than Parolin, so the tyre wear could play into Parolin's hand, apart from the fact he is using that extra pace, which is obviously going to use extra tyre. So Jaeger giving a big shout out to Endgame, telling him to bring it home. I'm sure he will. I say he's run a lovely consistent race. As we do see P2 there, ORT. Just going lapping the Moosehead racing car once more. And we did see Sharky there just behind. That got down to 33 seconds to Sharky now, so he's took another 5 seconds out of him between stops. So it did jump back up to 38 seconds. And a bit of a slower lap last time round as well, a 46.2 there from Sharky. Not very often we see him in the 46s, but that right hand rear again starting to look a little worn. And is he going to have enough fuel and tyre to get himself to the end? Whereas Lucas in a very similar situation, with a bit less fuel, but tyre wear very similar to Sharky in P4. And the other lonely runner of this stint, Race Asylum's hands are there. There's the sun gleaming off that car there. They're 52 seconds in front of P6, Rampage Racing. The Syndicate Racing Corvette there, who has 39-second margin between himself and Moosehead Racing's Toto Wolff. A little bit of a penalty there for Sporford. But I think he will be okay with end station going and being a fair way back. Let's check how far back he is actually. Yeah, nearly 4 minutes is absolutely fine. And let's have a look at Bish. That gap down to 20 seconds now. What was that? And who was that? Was that McLaren? Was that the Race Asylum McLaren, was it? no, it was Simon. Oh, but we have got that back on replay so we can see what happened. So let's have a look, P9, and let's watch the replay again. Oh dear. Nice recovery though there. Nice, nice little 180 to get himself back up and running. And he is still on them mediums. He's got ORT all over the back of him, trying to put him another lap down. And he is indicating for them to go through on the right. Oh, and another big moment there for Simon. Nice track positioning there. For end station gaming, drops behind P2 and P7, is it? Moosehead Racing, I think they are P7. Yes, they are. Oh, Hoxton, the racing has been consistent, as Evo would put it. King Gear's on lap 67 now. His penultimate lap. Before he hands over, is it Nick he's handing over to in the final stints? I am not sure. Well, Kingy, his race almost run. I'm sure he'll be glad of a cup of coffee or whatever it is he drinks after this race. Yes, ERA fully dominant. ORT the same, but in P2 not quite had the pace of ERA, but they have been the next best team out there today. Race Asylum as a whole in 1, 3 and 5. And a half a second penalty there for Lucas, but he still has 33.2 seconds over Sharky in P4, who's had an absolutely fantastic stint, but not being able to quite take as much time as he'd have liked out of Lucas. There we have Hansa again, who has had probably the loneliest race today. Just hanging it out there in P5 for the second Race Asylum car, the McLaren there. Rampage Racing 51 seconds behind Hansa, but 37.2 seconds in front of P7, Toto Wolff from Moosehead Racing. So a good race this from the Syndicate Racing guys. It's not a bad position to be in when you do have them gaps around you. You know you can afford to make a mistake and still should come away without losing a place, as we look at number 64 on lap 64. You see Toto Wolff, Moosehead Racing, getting an absolutely lovely tow of ORT's Valsalenta. Really suits him well to just sit there and make the most of the tow. But let's get back to the front, because he is on his last lap now. And will be coming into pits for the change. It is King Gears. For ERA to be the first to hand over to his teammate for stint 12. There he goes into the pits. He's stationary, so stint 12 should now be underway. Got still another lap to go after this for ORT, the Overboost Racing team. Fantastic job by the Portuguese guys. As he does start his final lap. Don't forget to mash that like button, guys, before you disappear to stint 12 to join Jaeger for the final stint. We have still got 50 with us, guys. Thanks to everyone that has joined the streams, and please do continue to and support the channel. As we come onto the outfield for the last time for the Overboost Racing team before they pit and start their final stint. Fantastic job from these guys. One more trip through the bus stop. Musa did a fantastic job of hanging with the ORT car there. As you can see, they have started to pull away a little from the Porsche. As we see our second car, the Overboost Racing team, into the pits for their handover. Fantastic job, guys. And away they should be in the 12th lobby of the day. We have P3 now, Lucas, well into his final lap. Again, a brilliant job from the Race Asylum boys here in P3 in the RCF Lexus. Great driving, and look, the gap between himself and Sharky has gone up by 10 seconds. What's happened there? Sharky must have had a moment. I'm thinking it must have been a pretty big moment as well to lose 10 seconds. As we do see. How do you class it as the second of the Race Asylum cars? Is it ERA? I don't know, to be honest. They're all good guys and they're all great racers, so congratulations Race Asylum coming in P3 to start stint 12. Oh, here comes Sharky just behind. Yeah, he had a 2-minute lap. Has he had to pit? Did he nearly run out of fuel or something? And he's got another second penalty there. No, he hasn't had to pit, but he has no right rear tyre. That's what's happened. He's had a big moment there. Look, cost him 15 seconds plus another penalty this lap. All that hard work he put in earlier, a lot of it has been thrown out the window now. But a great stint from Sharky. Consistently fast, and saying was chipping away nicely at that gap. Maybe just pushed a little too hard on that final stint and destroyed his tyres. Hopefully though, they'll be able to hand it over to somebody who can push for the podium, but that's a lot to ask. 47 seconds as the AMG is in and stationary. As we see P5, the second Race Asylum car of Hansa. Thank you very much. I do my best. As we see Hansa coming around the outfield for the last time. I'm sure these guys are dying for a little break now. The sheer concentration for 2 hours plus. A good job by Hansa there, super consistent. Not the fastest, didn't need to be. Just an absolutely spot on job there. As we see the 77 car coming into the pits for the last time in this stint. I do like that pearlescent paint on them wheels, it does look rather nice. And what seems to be the longest pit lane in the world at this point. I know the exit's rather long on this track. And there we go, that's the second of the race. Asylum team should be away in lobby 12 now. And here we have Rampage Racing for the Syndicate Racing Corvette team there. Into the pits he comes. As I can see my numbers dwindling now as everybody jumps into lobby 12. Good on you fellas, go and support your teammates. And that should see the Syndicate Racing team away. Now, next in will be the AMG of Moosehead Racing and Toto Wolff. Lovely job there, well done Moosehead Racing, congrats to Toto Wolff, and they will be away. Oh, Turkish Delight now on a Turkish Delight. And we have the second of the Sector 7 racing cars. Sharky already in, obviously. Running in P8, a minute behind Toto Wolff when he went in. But a good stint this from their 7 hovercraft. He has made up a place. Look at that fuel and tyre wear, almost perfection coming into the pits there. That's the Sector 7 AMG in, and we'll be handing over to their next driver. Next in will be Sporford, Simon there. All the Apex Hunters. He's a minute behind S7 now. It's a good job from the S7 hovercraft. He has made that move. I've made a minute on Simon there. Simon having a bit of a rough stint on their mediums though by the look of it. Good job there, and congratulations guys. And we're away in lobby 12. Now just 4 guys left to go. End Station Gaming will be next, but he's got another lap to go after this one. These guys who've still got another couple of laps to go. That gap only 5.5 seconds between Bish and Parolin now. Parolin really closed that gap down, and it's going to give us something to pay attention to in the next race, I would have thought. Don't think he'll quite get it done here. Hopefully he has got enough fuel. It's going to be close. Station Gaming should now be starting his last lap. System 46s, 47s are in Station Gaming for Vortex Racing. Good job there. And a nice cushion between himself and P11 MRL Bish. As he comes into the outfield for his final time. Don't forget to come into the pits. We have seen that before in the past. And we still have 21 people with us. Thanks for sticking around, guys. Do appreciate it. Obviously Stint 12 is now live, and there may be a little more action there. The race at hand is actually P11 and P12 at the minute. 3.3 seconds the gap. Parolin done a fantastic job bringing that gap down. But Bish will be the next in. So these guys have just started their final lap. Gap down to 2.6 seconds now. Parolin is coming, he's closing, he's going to be handing it over to somebody in a really good position to make up a place in Stint 12. Through the bus stop for the last time. Can we get it under 2 seconds before he ducks into the pits? I think we will. This should make for a very interesting handover indeed. Not quite that Mustang, just having a little bit more legs at the top end. But they are both into the pits. On the gap at pretty much exactly 2 seconds. And Bish is in, and so is Parolin. Just one more to go now. and that will be finalised, who has one more lap to go after this one, and currently 18 minutes and 40 seconds behind the leader. But again, let's go through things while we're here. I just want to thank everybody again who has been involved in this. I want to thank all your organisers from IRO, all your streamers and all your hosts, and above all the racers and all the fans and team members that have stuck with us and commented and followed and gave us our likes and keep this channel alive. So thanks again, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to show Jaeger your support in Stint 12 and stick around to the end when he's going to give us a song. Finalised here. It did start well after everybody else has shown good consistent pace all the way through. Why he's so far down the order, I'm not sure. I haven't seen everything, obviously. I don't think anybody would have watched all 24 hours, maybe one or two. Crazy people that just don't sleep. Sorry, squeaky chair. I'll get told off for that. Here he goes on his final lap now. Apparently did get the fastest lap as well, that 1:44.9, standing for a good period of the race. It was the first stints on soft. As we see finalised, coming up to approach the outfield for his final time. Through the bus stop for the last time, for finalised, first time, last time. I'll comment on the bus stop as well for today. As we see him coming through the final bank turn. And a great drive from finalised there, and into the pits he goes. As we see finalise in and stops. As we see everyone coming out to finish the race, I'd like to thank everyone again for tuning in, and don't forget to jump over to Stint 12 now and support Jaeger, and enjoy the rest of your weekend, folks, and I'll catch you all soon. This is PonyBoy signing out for IRO. And thanks for having me, and thanks for everything. Enjoy your Sunday, guys. Take care.